Hey guys, it's Rob from Ultimate Diesel Tuning. Today I want to talk to you about one of the most common comments we get on our YouTube channel, and that's about dyno figures versus the factory specified figures. We commonly get asked, why is it that my vehicle only made 340 Newton meters standard, but in actual fact, the manufacturer told me it should have made 370 Newton meters. Firstly, the factory figures or engine figures are the ones listed on the vehicle specifications from the manufacturer. Let's use the MR Triton for example. As you can see, Mitsubishi is claiming 133 kilowatts and 430 Newton meters of torque. The main point is to realise these figures are engine figures. When a vehicle arrives at an Ultimate Diesel Tuning Performance Centre, it's placed on the chassis dyno, and the power and torque figures are recorded at the tyres, or more commonly known as the wheels. This is because the tyres are driving the rollers on the dyno. These figures at the wheels will always be lower than the engine specification figures. This is due to a number of mechanical systems between the engine and the tyres: the gearbox, clutch or torque converter, drive shafts, differentials, axles, brake rotors, wheels and tyres. All of these items consist of rotating parts that require energy to turn. The total of this energy consumption is often referred to as drivetrain loss. If you were to add the drivetrain loss to the power and torque figures at the wheels, this would be a very similar number in performance at the engine. Let's look at a real life example. We have a ute that we've run up on the dyno that makes 100 kilowatts of power and 300 Newton meters of torque at the wheels. The stock wheels and tyres are removed and replaced with larger tyres. We put the ute back on the dyno and it runs up a figure of 92 kilowatts and 280 Newton meters of torque at the wheels. Does this mean the engine's lost power? No, not at all, but the drivetrain loss has increased due to the larger tyres being fitted to the vehicle. This is a good example of how those output numbers can be really changed by simply just changing a set of tyres. When we run all the cars up here on the dyno, as I said earlier, we're recording the numbers at the tyres for each individual vehicle, and this is a lot more accurate than just using the manufacturer's numbers. The other good example that we use in this situation is we use the base numbers, which the vehicle was standard, to the numbers tune, and that percent gain is the key to understand the improvements you've had from your custom dyno tune. Well guys, I hope this has given you a little bit more of understanding about the dyno and the manufacturer's numbers and the importance of understanding how these two are very different. When you're tuning a vehicle, it's the percentage gain that you've had from standard to tune that you always need to make sure those results you're getting. It's not about the numbers your vehicle's putting out, because those examples with tyres can make a difference to the numbers. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below and we'll make sure we get back to them, or give us a call and speak to one of our diesel experts. And remember, we've got performance centres in Brisbane, Gold Coast and Melbourne, and make sure you subscribe to Ultimate Diesel Tuning on YouTube.